What's up YouTube? Webbers5 here. Just giving you the update with my Odd Eyes deck profile after today's that's of what I've used in today's tournament, in which we had 3 rounds and I won all 3 of my rounds. Topped in first place. I just want to say quick thanks to Dark Magician 84 for doing the camera work for me.
Hey.
Yes, let's get into the deck. So far, I'm playing 1 Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon. I was really upset that I had to cut this down to 1, but for consistency reasons and the current format that we're in, it was the best call for me to make.
I was wondering why I wasn't seeing it much in your games.
Yeah. Next I'm playing 3 Double Iris Magician, because I need him as the start of play to get my searches off of my Pendulum Graphs. Nice little pendulum effect if necessary to force the search and also get me some extra damage in there.
You really should have attacked.
Triple Black Fang, because this guy's like one of the best magicians of the new ones. If I'm facing a big beast, set in my scale, halve the attack, then it dies. If I've got a Dark Spellcaster in grave, I can res it, which helps set up for a link combo later, or something else. Just the 1 White Wing. I never really use it as I try not to use it as a scale because it's not great. Normally I'll just summon this off Harmonizing to try and get it in the grave quickly.
Fair enough.
Then 3 Purple Poison. This is like probably the best one of the newer magicians.
Oh, definitely.
Because it's power up Pendulum effect, and then when it dies, target a spell trap card. Target just a face up card and destroy it. And some of the things people aren't understanding about the new magicians is that it just says if it's destroyed by battle or card effect. So, say if you went Sky Iris or the new Pendulum Graph, destroy one of these, target itself and destroy something else. Then you activate your monster's effect from the Pendulum from your extra deck to do something. If your opponent Solemn strikes it, they stop it from there, and then it goes from your extra to grave. What they don't understand is they've just destroyed it again, so you're just gonna do it again.
Oh yeah.
So these guys are just so good to Solemn Strike. Next, playing 2 Harmonizing Magician. Just a good way to help as a combo starter. Either more likely I'm using it for my rank 4 plays. Just summon it, drop the White Wing, use the White Wing that I've summoned to XYZ, and then go off from there. 2 Oath Dragon for recovery to help maintain field advantage with the new rules of the extra monster zone. Don't use it so much as a monster, it's primarily just a scale. I find 2 is the right number, 1 I don't see enough, 3 clogs. Then the glorious 3 Harmonizing back at 3 compliments to the ban list. So yeah, he's more essential now as again for a combo starter. And finding since this deck is so consistent, it makes for an easy side as well. Which I will get to my side deck as well later of what I was using. And then I'm playing 2 Skullcrab Joker in my build. I was playing 3, but before my tournament I switched a couple cards in because I needed some more things to deal with links. And frankly, I'm finding in recent testing I'm bricking opening multiple Jokers in my hand.
That's fair enough.
Don't get me wrong, I like Joker for its search a lot, but I don't want to see it too much. So 2 I'm finding is a good number for them. And then next card, this is probably like my MVP of my deck. Perform Power Odd Eyes Dissolver. I absolutely love this thing so much. For those who don't know what it does, if at the start of the damage step, if your Pendulum monster battles an opponent's monster, so it works in either player's turn, you can special summon it from your hand, and then your monster won't be destroyed by that battle. So if you do that in your own battle phase, you can attack with one of your Pendulums, activate Dissolver's effect, summon itself, and then you've got an extra 2k on board in your battle phase. And then its main effect is it can do a fusion summon with itself and another card on either your field or in your Pendulum zone. And because it's a performer power and it's an Odd Eyes, it's a dark, it's a spellcaster, it gives me so many. I can use it for pretty much every one of my fusions in my extra deck. It is like the absolute best thing that has happened to this deck. I would play more, but unfortunately Dissolver's a level 8, so I can't actually Pendulum summon it. But yeah. This card is like my MVP. I could probably so easily do another video just on how good this card is. But that's the most thing, so I'll leave that to him if he ever gets to it. Then I'm also playing 1 Perform Power Ice Synchron. Gives me access to some good level 6 plays. And also because Oath Dragon's a level 6, if Oath Dragon's in my scale, it's a quick level 8 as well. Don't use it. I haven't tried it so much for its pendulum effect yet, but I'll have a think about it and see if it comes in handy. Pendulum effect, for those that don't know, once per turn you can target a Perform Battle Odd Eyes you control. This turn it's treated as a tuner monster and its level becomes 1. So, gives you a level 1 tuner, so...
I just find it funny how, like, 4 different cards can search. Joker,
Oh yeah,
Sky Iris.
so good because it's a Performer Power, so you can search it off things like Sorcerer and Joker. It's an Odd Eyes, you can search it off Sky Iris. And it's a Synchron, so if you wanted to play Tuning, you can search it like that.
Exactly.
Yeah. Do you like ultimate easiest searching tuner?
Indeed.
And then finishing off my monster lineup, I'm playing 2 Astrograph Sorcerer. So, yeah, when my card on my field dies, I can activate Astrograph's effect to summon itself, and then I can add another copy of any card that's been destroyed that turn, so useful way to set up for links. I was comboing it with Chronograph, since Chronograph lets you summon one from hand, so if I can get both effects off, I do Chronograph first, then Astrograph, summon Astro, use Astro to search another copy of the card that was destroyed, then drop Chrono, and then use Chrono to summon the card I just searched, and then that's instantly 3 monsters from my Decode Talker, but recently I've been fighting Chronograph, it just isn't as good, so cutting back. I might play a 3rd Astrograph, but that's dependent on me grabbing a 3rd one, but I'll see.
Fair enough.
I wrapped up the monster lineup. Next in the spells, I've cut back on a lot of my spells, and I'm not using a lot of different ones. So I'm playing One-Eyed Fusion, just for my Vortex, primarily for my Vortex plays, because, like I said, Dissolver does everything, but Odd-Eyed Fusion is just there as the option so that I can do it if I'm going second, and my opponent's got 2 other monsters on board. And also because of the Odd-Eyed targets I'm using, it helps set up for other players, but I'll get too lazy. And then my Skyris package, I'm playing 2 Skyris and 1 Terraforming. 1 Terraform just to get it out. I'm finding this is the... Most people play it at this ratio, so I'm finding that's the best one. Skyris, it's a bit more crucial now. I'm not worried about its protection effect so much because each of the new magicians goes off when they die, so if they die, and then they go off. But Iris is just more useful because I need it to search my Dissolver.
Yeah.
And then I'm playing 1 Pendulum Call. Yes, I am aware that this card did get put back to 3, but in more recent testing, I only really need 1 of it, and if I open multiple, they just break.
Yeah. That's fair enough.
And because, like I said, this deck's so much more consistent now, I don't really need more. So 1 is fine, and it also sets up awesome. And then 3-star Pendulum Graph. This is probably the main reason I'm not playing multiple Pendulum Calls. So yeah, that just lets me grab my hand advantage for any time a magician leaves my field. I can just add another one. And searchable off Double Iris, because Double Iris searches Pendulum Graph, so he's so good like that. Love this card. And last in my spell lineup, 3 Duelist Alliance. So if I've got a card in my Pendulum Zone, I can add any Pendulum monster or Pendulum spell on trap. So that just easy way to search out Star Pendulum Graph, which is what I'm most likely to do, or my trap card, if I've already got the spell.
I got this one, and then I got another
Or
one.
I can use it to, or if I open multiple Duelist Alliances, I will search for Pendulum Call because Duelist Alliance is only once per turn, so I use one, search the Pendulum Call, activate it, discard the other one, and then
What deck is I got now anyway?
the other advantage is if I'm in a desperate position for if I'm in a desperate position that I've got something I want to use as a scale, but I need something for a monster, I can use Duelist Alliance to search Iris Magician, as it's always treated as a Pendulum Dragon
I want
card.
to build almost anything really these days. As long as it does.
Then next, I'm playing 2 Time Pendulum Graph in my trap card lineup. I was playing this at 3. I found 3 breaks quite a bit, and it's searchable with Duelist Alliance, it's searchable with Iris, so 2 is fine. This card is just brilliant. It's a Scrap Dragon by targeting Magician, and then the added effect, if you don't destroy 2 cards, you get to send a card on the field to the grave. So combos well with Pendulum Call if you target one of your scales, because Pendulum will stop it from being destroyed. So you target your scale, target something else, destroy, and then send something else because 2 things turns up. You could also combo with Violet Poison to target that. So when that dies, you call something else, and then Violet Poison will pop a face-up card.
Yes.
Yeah, but so many, and also other stuff you play like Star Time, who can stop the destruction of your stuff. There's so many ways to get the send effect of this, and I love it. And then the last cards in my deck, I'm just playing 3 Solemn Strike, just to add a bit of protection from link spamming decks if I'm going first. Because Time Pendulum Growth's good, but I'd like just a couple additional options. Plus, it's good to stop monster effects.
Yugi deck, yeah.
That's the main deck
To be
lineup.
fair, it's one of the best cards in Duel
I think I still got that Dark Magician.
Extra deck, I'm using 1 Vortex. Because despite the drawback of the extra monster zone, he's just still good for going second, first turn, off Ice Fusion.
I always
Negates.
butcher the name every time I say it.
And then, next to my lineup, I'm running 1 Performance Power Gatling Ghoul.
I got like
I don't. Absolutely really loving the idea of this since it came out, because it's just an additional burn for a bit of extra damage if I can't smash my opponent out in 1 turn. So I do main 2, use Dissolve as effect to fuse itself and something else into Gatling Ghoul. I have to be careful though, because its requirements are Performance Power and a level 5 or higher Dark. Dissolver meets the requirements of both sides, so it's just depending on what my other monster is. So if I've got Joker on board, fuse itself in Joker, or there's the option of like Odd Eyes and Astral Wrath.
AJ, no, that does need it.
Okay. Yeah, it's just a great main phase 2 burn, which is helps to clinch games. Next, 1 Supreme King Dragon Starving Venom, replacing it, using this one over the original one because it's faster, because it's a contact fusion. And I love it and I prefer over its original. Unlike the original Starving Venom, it doesn't gain points on summon, which is kind of sad, but it's a contact fusion, and the other effect is much better. This other effect is, once per turn you can target a monster on the field or in the graveyard and steal its name and effects. So, I recently had a game against my friend Martin using his Synchron deck. He had a decent chunk of monsters on board, and he made the mistake of summoning Stardust Charge Warrior, so I summoned this, stole the effect of Stardust Charge Warrior, and then just smashed over every one of his monsters. And he wasn't safe by having Level Eater and Defense Bow, because fortunately Starving Venom's other effect is, after it steals a monster's effects, every monster you control gets to inflict piercing damage. So, yeah, fun for that. And then next, my Fusion Pendulums. I'm running 1 Odd Eyes Venom Dragon. Because since Starving Venom's a contact fusion, if I can summon Odd Eyes as well, either Dissolver or the original, that's the option that I can summon it. I haven't summoned it yet, so I'm primarily just using it as an Odd Eyes fusion target because it's both an Odd Eyes and a Pendulum monster, so it meets both. And then if that's in the graveyard and I've got Starving Venom on board, I can just steal its effects. I know it's basically the same thing, but Venom has the added bonus that you also steal that monster's attack points, so a bit of extra damage. So a bit of extra damage, and of course you still inflict piercing, so that's pretty nice.
Hey, that's pretty good.
And then last in the fusion lineup, the one, the only, the Supreme King Zark. Yeah, because Zark's absolutely amazing, untargetable and unkillable by opponent's card effects. And then if it can't really use its secondary effect too much with the lack of monster zones. For those who don't know, if Zark destroys a monster in battle, you can special summon a Supreme King Dragon from your main or extra deck, but with the lack of zones, that's a bit harder to do now.
Yeah.
Could be more useful if we ever do some past format tournaments.
That's true.
So next up, moving into the Synchro lineup, 1 Ignis to Prominence, because Ignis is still broken. Really amazing in mirror matchups. And because, like I said, the new magicians go off when they die, so I get more pluses off that.
Pretty much.
And then because I'm playing Auto Synchron, I have the option of level 6s, so I'm running a Stardust Charge Warrior, just quick draw, and then if it's engraved, I can abuse its effect for Supreme King Starving Venom.
Nice.
And then
When it gives the
also playing 1 Metaphys Horus.
wins a
Because when he's synchro summoned, he gains effects depending on what I've used to summon it. I don't play any normal monsters, so sadly I don't get the effect that makes him unaffected. But by using an effect monster, I get to negate a face-up card. And then by using a Pendulum monster, which is the main reason I'm using this, my opponent gives me 1 monster they control of their choice. So, yeah, that's pretty nice. Really more useful if your opponent's only got 1 monster on board.
Yeah, that's pretty savage actually.
And then next up, 1 Stardust Dragon, just as a protection effect, and also because of the ruling of the extra monster zone. So if you've got Stardust, tribute it, negate something, res it later in the main monster zone. So then last in my synchro lineups, my 1 Supreme Green Dragon Clearwing, playing him over the original, like Starving Venom, playing him over the original. So, Clearwing can nuke the opponent's face-up monster board on summon, and then once per turn if it's in battle with another monster, you can auto-kill it and burn its attacker's damage, which is quite nice.
This is so brutal and such a fun card.
If I was playing the main deck Supreme King Dragons, I could have used the second effect, but I'm not, so I don't really get this res effect too much. But still, it's great. XC's lineup. 1 Supreme Green Dragon Dark Rebellion. Just because it's Dark Rebellion to the umpteenth level, because if it battles another monster, use 1 material, 0 its stats, and gain it. So much potential OTK with this by just zeroing out its stats.
Yeah.
And then next up, 2 Time Star for the setup. Get my dark spell cost that I want to hand, search pretty much anything in my deck, and then its protection effects to set up the cosplay magicians in my grave so I can summon Zark Blazer.
Yeah.
1 Odd Eyes Rebellion Dragon, just for the literal purpose of the second monster for Odd Eyes Fusion to summon Vortex. Playing him over there's not really much choice in that and Raging. They're literally serving the same purpose. I just chose Rebellion because secret rare, man. Rarity is everything. Yeah. And then last slot in my deck, just 1 Deco Talker, just to help assist plays.
Yeah, go ahead.
To get through. If we get a more generic link, I'll probably switch it out.
Yeah.
And then, just because I won first place in the tournament, I'll go through the side deck I was using today. I went with 3 Ghost Ogres, just as a generic stop all face-up cards. Really useful against decks like Dark Magician. I highly apologise to you, Richie, but it was unnecessary for me to win.
That's fair enough, man.
And Ghost Ogre is still just one of the best sides.
I hope you guys enjoy your game.
It's good. And then I was also using 3DD Crow. I was tempted to take this out. I wasn't sure of the kind of matchups I was going to have. I didn't have a lot of time to change it, so just kept it as that.
Fair enough.
But useful for some.
Face of judgment.
Then 3 Jalgan, just as generic side force, mass special summoning decks like Lynx. And again, and in terms of my deck, I could summon Jalgan, use its effect to nuke special summon monsters, and then I've got the option of Sky Arrows to pop it, and then I can keep my special summoning.
Fair enough.
And then just the last bit of my side deck is my 6-card Kaiju. 6-card Kaiju engine of 2 Slumbers, Gamma Seal, Jizkuru, Gandala, and Thunder King. Just got 4 mass field wipe decks. Didn't use that so much because Jalgan's the option there, but just in case anyone's playing like normal, some decks like Dinosaurs or True Kings.
Which thankfully nobody was playing today.
So yeah guys, that's the deck profile. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if there's anything you want me to consider for my deck, and continue to like, comment, and subscribe. And once again, thank you to Dark Magician 84 for providing comment. Alright, thanks a lot guys, and I'll see you next time.